Stop recording.
Okay, so I have about 10 minutes roughly per episode I can do, so I'm going to try to squeeze as much in as I can. But before we start talking about Android, I think it's key to learn, as a consumer, when you buy an Android phone, you want to do the educated decision. So, what do you want from the device? Is what you have to ask yourself. Do you want it to be a long-term device that gets updates and is current, or do you care? Those are the things that you need to evaluate. So, for example, if you want to have the latest, greatest Android at the very second it comes out, you want to go with Pixel. And because Pixel is giving you stock Android, it's giving you the updates as pretty much as quickly as they come out. It's the first to update. It's the cutting edge, if you will. They are actually supporting devices for up to 3 years. So if you get the Pixel 3, which is supposed to come out next month, it would be good for 3 years. So therefore, if you make an educated decision and buy a Pixel 1, you're pretty much at the end of your cycle. So that's just something to think about when making a decision on Android. You need to research the company, the brand, how long it is, they're going to support the device, and go from there. So I went with Samsung, so I got the S9 right now. It's going to be supported for, I believe, 3 years, I read. So we do not have Pi yet, though. Samsung's got to modify it and stick it out there. So it just takes a little time. I think we'll get Pi like in December or something like that. That's what the rumors are. So we'll see. That doesn't really bother me though. I mean, since I'm kind of new to Android, I don't think it kills me to be cutting edge. Now, in the future, I don't know. Maybe it will bother me when Android Q comes out, for example, and I'm kind of just getting on Pi, and there's some accessibility changes. I think that's the big thing, is if if something is new that affects accessibility in a certain way, then that's when it becomes a bother. On my phone, I have Touch ID. I also have Face ID, but I didn't enable it. And one thing I really wanted as a consumer was I wanted wireless charging. The Pixels don't offer that. So for me, coming from iOS, the iPhone 8, I really wanted wireless charging. And so I looked at the line, and I went with Samsung. And the other reason I went with Samsung was because they have 2 screen readers on board. They have Voice Assistant, which comes stock. So when you're in a AT&T or T-Mobile, Verizon store, or if you're Vodafone or overseas somewhere, your carrier's phone stores, if you hold down the volume up and down, it's going to turn on the assistant. So the key is you want to make sure it has Android Nugget or later. Sometimes with demo mode they do disable it, but more than often than not that I saw here, it did work. So if you hold down the volume up and down keys, it will turn on whatever accessibility, TalkBack or voice assistant that's installed. I do like Samsung's voice assistant. I've gotten to play with it for the last few weeks. I'm primarily using TalkBack now, and that's only because it has an accessibility volume built in, and you can kind of control how loud TalkBack gets versus the sounds, which I kind of like. But Voice Assistant is nice in its own right because it has the 2-finger double tap to pause and play audio. It has a 3-finger swipe to change quick settings like screen curtain or notification center, or you could swipe up with 3 fingers to change character or word or whatever. The thing I don't like about the voice assistant is it doesn't have a way to navigate headings. So I'm hoping that comes, because in like Chrome, it's kind of annoying how you have to you can't just go heading by heading like you can with TalkBack. So without further ado, let me just demonstrate kind of the home screen here. So this is TalkBack, and I'm actually going to go to Voice Assistant here real quick. So I have mine set up on my phone. If I hit the power and volume up key, it launches Voice Assistant. if I hold down the volume up and down, it goes to talkback, and it can only run one at one time. So I'm going to do a 3-finger swipe to the left here. Okay.
Flick deals. Now. FP. Teacher Monster to read. Android or iOS. Free. Attachment.
And as you hear, it's changing the volume. I'm going to set it there for this podcast here. So I'm on my home screen now. So if I flick down with 2 fingers, I'm in my app screen or app drawer. And here's where I can choose different apps. But I'm going to go back to my home screen. Now, kind of like iOS, I set it up. You can put widgets on your home screen. You can put apps on your home screen. You can kind of do whatever you want with it, make it your own. I got pretty much my favorite apps on my 2 home screens, and then I go to the app screen for anything else. So let's say I want to listen to something on SiriusXM. So I'm going to launch SiriusXM here. I'm just going to, it's Fantasy Sports Talk, as it said, channel 210. I'm going to double tap. So it's playing. So I'm swiping through channels now. Now I can stop the audio. I'm going to do double finger with two fingers here. And it's going to pause it just like it does in iOS. With TalkBack, you cannot do that. You actually have to find the pause button, so that kind of makes it a little annoying. But it is doable. So I got a notification. So if I want to look at my notifications with Voice Assist, I just do a 3-finger swipe to the left or right. I'm going to click up.
Notification shade. Day 1, 2:56 p.m. On this day, you have one entry on September 24th. Relive your memories. Forward button. Day 1, messages, 2:20 p.m. Ken Berry, expand button for messages, 2:20, P-Store, 3:02 p.m. Deschamps Black Right Word 0, Bibba Coach of the Year, Francois Winston, expand button for deep, P-Store, 2:59 p.m. Sal Wins Busted Award planning, expand button, voice assistant turned on, tap to go to accessibility, the weather channel for Samsung, collapsed. Expand button for the weather channel for Samsung notification, Galaxy Watch Bluetooth notification, Samsung Galaxy Watch, collapsed.
So it kind of keeps all these grouped. I can double tap and interact with those. If I want to clear all these, I can just hit clear, and now they're gone. So that kind of gives you a quick little. With TalkBack, there are gestures that you can get to the notification center. Those are not there in Voice Assistant. So if you guys have comments and stuff you want to see with Voice Assistant versus TalkBack, feel free to tell me. So that's one thing I want to show you real quick. I'm going to lock my screen. So on iOS, you actually had to physically push it on the button for Touch ID to work. Here, Touch ID is on the back side of my phone, which has good and bad things. Good is that it's there and it works really well. Bad is sometimes when you lift it off the desk, it tries to register a fingerprint. So that's kind of annoying. It'll vibrate randomly and just say, didn't work. So if I don't have to push any button, I just put my finger on the sensor and it unlocks. So we're unlocked now. Now, if I want to check the status bar, I can either do a 2-finger tap 3 times, and it will read everything in the status bar to me.
3:04 p.m. 24% battery. Wi-Fi.
Or I can touch, kind of like iOS. I can touch up at the top, and I can flick left and right.
24%. Battery 24%. LTE phone signal full. Wi-Fi 3 bars. Bluetooth connected. Voice assistant notification. Voice assistant turned.
So there we go. So I think that's all I'm going to show right now, but that kind of gives you a little entry to, that's Voice Assistant. I wanted to show you this. So now, like I was telling you, I can only run one screen at one time. If I want to go back to TalkBack, I'm going to hold the volume down and up at the same time. So now I'm actually running TalkBack. So if I try to do my 3-finger swipe left and right, it's actually not going to work.
Page 1 of 2. Default page. Page 1 of 2. Default page. Align the top. Button. Disabled.
Yeah, so it didn't work. Now, interestingly enough, because my TTS is set to the default, when I changed the speech rate on Voice Assistant, it actually kept the same on TalkBack, which is kind of cool. So to go to my notification center with TalkBack, what you have to do is draw sort of a line to the right and then down. So I'm going to do that now.
Notification shade.
There we go.
3:05 p.m. Mon.
And now I'm in my notification center where I was before.
Auto rotate. Off. Flashlight. Airplane. Open settings. Settings. Talkback. Collapse. Louisville, Kentucky. Rain 71 degrees. The weather channel for Samsung. Flash. Home. Button.
So it's pretty cool. I'm gonna probably do some videos showing off TalkBack and Voice Assistant, giving you strengths and weaknesses, and anything else you guys want to comment on and ask about. Feel free.
Stop recording. Camera chooser. Stop.